The Definitive Edition brought in many New Age up politicians. One of the New Age 5 politicians that initially stayed under my radar was this lovely guy, the Mercenary Contractor. I thought to myself, come on, who uses outlaws? Then I realized it includes mercenaries. Mercenaries are meta. Sweden has mercenaries. This could be interesting, and boy was I right. So, like most things in the Definitive Edition, they leave you to guess what they mean by greatly increased. I've done the testing. The Mercenary Contractor for Imperial Age increases the health and attack of all Industrial Age mercenaries by 35%. It increases the health and attack of Fortress Age mercenaries by 50%. That's the same amount as other Imperial upgrades, so it's not a big deal, right? Wrong. While this change affects all mercenaries, in this video I'm going to focus specifically on the Jaeger. The Jaeger is the mercenary that is most affected by this change. I'll be comparing it against the Skirmisher, and I'll be specifically using the Swedish Jaeger as the primary example. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, the Swedish are able to send Jaegers in the Fortress Age. In addition to the Swedish Jaegers arriving faster and costing less to send, the card also enables the training of Jaegers at the Saloon. So let's get back on topic, I'm going to break it down. Base statistics are the statistics of the unit that are multiplied by upgrades. As an example, the Skirmisher has a base health of 120 and a base attack of 15. Once you start upgrading him, from his base to Veteran, then Guard, and eventually Imperial, the upgrades are multiplied by the base rate only. They are not accumulative. Typically, as the game goes on, mercenaries get weaker as the units around them get stronger through their upgrades. But now we have a problem. Mercenaries continued to lose their strength the longer the game went on, as other units received more and more upgrades over time. Imperial units especially had no qualms about fighting against mercenaries, but not anymore. Now, some of you might jump to defend the Skirmishers. They've got upgrades that haven't been included, and you're right. If we include those, the Skirmishers do come much closer to the stats of the Jaegers. But then you need to remember that the Jaegers have upgrades as well. And since the base stats on the Jaeger are significantly greater than those on the Skirmisher, it actually pushes the distance between the two even further. Now, some may then suggest that mercs are twice as strong because they are twice as expensive and take more population space. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. The linearity bias is the assumption that a change in one quantity produces a proportional change in another. So even though we see Jaegers have twice the health and twice the attack of Skirmishers, it is incorrect to assume they are only twice as good. And the reason why is because there are factors outside the raw statistics. Specifically, when Jaegers reach critical mass, their significantly higher attack allows them to dispatch of enemy units much faster than the Skirmisher, meaning that the limited space that's on the battlefield is taken advantage of more efficiently by the Jaegers due to their high damage. And as a result of killing the enemies faster due to taking up less space, they stay alive for longer, and in turn are able to kill more enemies, which further increases their efficiency. Jaegers were already incredibly strong units. They were by far the most popular mercenary that was available. This buff means that they're going to be incredibly strong in the late game, so much so that I suspect we're going to see a huge increase in the number of games that hit Imperial, just because getting this buff is an instant upgrade for your Jaegers that guarantees victory. Overall, I'm genuinely concerned at how impossible it's going to be to counter 500 health, 55 attack skirms, or 900 health, 72 attack Black Riders, or, God forbid, 2600 health Mamelukes. And don't even get me started on the Elmetis. Look at those bad boys. It's just going to be absolutely crazy once Sweden hits Imperial and starts banging on your door with these insane units. My suspicion is that this politician will most likely receive a nerf in the next patch, just because of how strong it really is. It's a buff that on the surface looks like it would be equivalent to what other units receive in the Imperial Age, but in reality it is significantly stronger than any Imperial upgrade before it. If you enjoyed the topic that I discussed in this video, I encourage you to leave a like down below, as I've got much more content that'll be very similar to this coming up in the near future.
Bart, did you trick an Australian boy into accepting a $900 collect call?
Yes'm.
There it is. Australia. I'll be damned.
Look at this country. You are gay.